Hello guys, I'm your teacher Jess, and let's rock it up again with another word of the day, the Erikson stages of development. So basically, Erikson just adopted the belief from Sigmund Freud that development is characterized by a series of stage-related conflict between two perspectives. And he believed that you must hold on both perspectives in order for you to achieve identity strengths, which he defines as virtues. So, for the first stage related conflict on Erikson's theory, we have the trust and mistrust, and it often occurs between 0 to 18 months. So, during this stage, an infant must rely or depend on their parents as their primary caretakers for basic things such as food, water, shelter, and even emotional needs. So, according to Erikson, children who can depend on their parents may trust or count on them, while others who can't may have difficulty trusting others now or later in their development. So, Erikson believed that children who can learn to trust their caretakers develop a virtue, hope, where they view the world as a second place where people can be trusted. And for the second stage conflicts on Erikson's theory, we have the autonomy versus shame and doubt. So it often occurs between ages 2 to 4. So during this stage, the children can learn to do activities in their own. For example, children learns to go to the bathroom, or even they can dress themselves. But according to Erikson, parents who get upset with their children doing these activities on their own may have children who struggle to be self-sufficient later in their development. However, parents who let their children solve problems on their own when they are ready for them may have will have children who have the confidence to do things on their own. So Erikson defined that virtue as will, or the child's ability to express herself by doing things on their own. The third stage conflict in Erikson's theory is initiative versus guilt. So it tends to occur from ages 5 to 8 years old. So during this stage, children take a step from spontaneously doing things on their own to setting goals and working towards them. For example, little Jason may wants to learn how to ride a bike because he wants to ride down the big hill across his neighborhood. So Erikson argued that many children in their early childhood often engage in a very risky behavior when they set goals. So when Jason tries to ride down the big hill across his neighborhood, falls on his bike and gets hurt, he feels very guilty that he did not successfully make down the big hill without falling. So he may go home, act aggressively toward his parents because he was unable to achieve his goals. Now, Erikson argued that children in their early childhood can often engage in a very aggressive behavior towards their parents and others because they are upset with not reaching their goals. Erikson defines the very important virtue of this stage as purpose, or having a goal or reason for performing certain behaviors. Now, the fourth stage conflict in Erikson's theory is industry versus inferiority, and it tends to occur from ages 9 to 12 years old. So during this stage, children are more receptive to feedbacks from adults about their competence, and they even start comparing themselves to their peer. So for example, children learn whether they are more attractive or a better athletes or a superior students in the class. According to Erikson, children who receive negative feedback from adults may view themselves as a less competent. However, children who receive positive feedbacks from adults in comparison to their peer may have a confidence later in their development. Now, the fifth stage in Erikson's theory is identity versus role confusion, and it tends to occur from ages 13 to 19 years old. So, Erikson believed that during this stage, adolescents are setting boundaries with their parents, such as having their own private lives with friends or even romantic interests. So they are also searching for a place within the adult society, and it may include searching for occupation, for political views, for a religion, and even gender. So during the search, children may often experiment about their identities and viewpoints. So in order for them to find their true identity. Now, the sixth stage in Erikson's theory is intimacy versus isolation. So, it occurs from ages 20 to 39 years old. So, this stage involves finding a true romantic relationship or intimate partner. So, in contrast to living alone or also known as isolation. So, as such, Erikson defined the virtue of this stage as love, because ultimately this stage is involved in finding love. Now, the seventh stage of Erikson's theory is generativity versus stagnation. So it occurs during 40 to 59 years old. So when thinking about this stage, think of generativity as generation, because Erikson defines generativity as giving back to the future generation. This might include raising children, or caring for aging parents, or starting a family, or contributing to a society for your careers, and being a supportive friends. So the virtue of this stage is care, because Erikson believed that success in the middlehood is about providing care to the important persons or relationships in their lives. So, as such, he believed that not having these important people to care for, or not having the means to do so, can lead an individual to feel non-productive or stagnant. Now, the final stage for Erikson's theory is ego integrity versus despair, and it occurs after the age 60. So, in this stage, older adults look back in their life and reflects on whether they live a happy and productive life. So, adults who feel good about their experience in life tend to have a lot of experience to draw upon, which is why Erikson defined the virtue of this stage as wisdom. So, older adults who are satisfied with life tend to be happy, while others who felt like they didn't live the life they wanted may feel very sad and depressed. So that is the Erik Erikson's theory of psychosocial development. So I hope you all learned, guys. Thank you.